there is a shorter value of a wavelength. If there is a shorter value of a wavelength, means energy associated with the ultrasonic waves there is a greater. So there is a greater value of a energy which is associating by ultrasonic waves. So another thing is that ultrasonic waves are reflected, refracted, as well as absorbed. Actually, reflection, refraction, and absorption, all these three phenomena or these three effects are found for the case of light. This is possible in a case of light. Light is nothing but light is a famous example of a transverse waves. Light means electromagnetic radiation. So actually, due to the higher energy content of the ultrasonic waves, these ultrasonic waves are acting as a light because these are reflected, these are refracted, as well as these are absorbed due to the higher energy content, and this is possible due to the greater frequency value of the ultrasonic waves. There can be transmitted over a longer distance. Ultrasonic waves can be transmitted over a longer distance because there is no appreciable loss of energy. If we throw any stone towards the water, if we throw the stone with a greater kinetic energy, we are throwing the stone with greater kinetic energy, that stone can propagate within the water towards the longer distance. But if we throw stone by just a nominal or a average kinetic energy within the water, it will not propagate it over a longer distance. So we can say that energy value is greater, such waves can penetrate over a longer distance, or there will be no appreciable energy loss in a ultrasonic waves due to the higher or greater value of a energy content. It is also used to prepare acoustic grating. We will discuss this acoustic grating further. These ultrasonic waves are able to generate heating effect whenever we are passing these ultrasonic waves through the material. Actually, ultrasonic waves means one type of energy. When ultrasonic waves are passing through the any medium, then there will be compressions and rarefactions. Compressions means medium particles are coming towards the each other. It will make more dense region. In a portion of a compressions, we will get a greater dense medium or greater dense region. In a portion of a rarefaction, we can say that each and every particles are away from each other. So there will be lower value of a there is a greater value of a distance between the two particles. So by passing such compressions and rarefactions of the medium, we can say that ultrasonic waves are passing from one place to the another place. Actually, whenever these ultrasonic waves are passing from one place to another place, these mediums are changing the position. These particles of the mediums are changing the position from one place to another place. So we can say that kinetic energy is generated, because if particles of the mediums are changing the position, so velocity is created. If velocity is created, we can say that any particle having a greater value of a velocity, it indicates greater value of a kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy is converted to the heat energy. because in a solid medium, distance between the two particles, that is nearer to each other. Each and every particles are closest to each other. So if there is a particular velocity between the two or more particles, they will collide to each other, and due to the collision we can say that heat energy is generated. By passing the ultrasonic waves, we are able to generate heat energy, we are able to cut, we are able to drill the material by passing the ultrasonic waves. High energy content, high frequency, and shorter value of a wavelength. This is the first property. Speed of a ultrasonic waves, that is totally depends on a frequency. V is equal to f lambda. For a greater frequency, there is a greater velocity, and there is a lower value of a velocity for a lower value of a frequency. Medium is essential for the propagation of a ultrasonic waves. We can say that ultrasonic waves, that is the example of a longitudinal waves. Longitudinal waves are requiring medium. Without medium, this ultrasonic waves or any type of sound energy can never be propagated from one portion to another portion, from one place to another place. So medium is required to make a propagation of the ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves are get refracted and absorbed like light. They produce a heat when they got absorbed by a medium. There is a negligible value of a diffraction when these ultrasonic waves are diffracted. Actually, the diffraction means it is the bending of a wave from the portion of a sharp edge. If there is a greater bending of a wave, we can say that there is a greater amount of diffraction, there is a greater diffraction effect is achieved. But if there is a narrow bending, just a wave is bended slightly, we can say that diffraction is not done proper. Diffraction value is totally depending on value of a wavelength. Formula for the diffraction is lambda by d. Lambda represents the wavelength and d represents the slit width. So for a shorter value of a wavelength, we can say that diffraction is negligible. For the case of ultrasonic waves, they can be transmitted over a longer distance. When ultrasonic waves are propagated, medium is acting as a acoustic grating. Ultrasonic waves are generated by two ways. First is magnetostriction generator and second is piezoelectric generator. Magnetostriction effect. If we see that ferromagnetic material is used in a form of rod. Example of a ferromagnetic material, these are the iron, cobalt, nickel. These are the example of a ferromagnetic material. We can say that if we apply a alternating magnetic field, alternating magnetic field means first time it will be pole is acting as a north pole, opposite pole is acting as a south pole, and after a some periodic time, north pole will act as a south pole and south pole is acting as a north pole. So there is a alternative change in a sign of a magnetic field. This is known as alternative magnetic field. There is a change in a magnitude of the magnetic field and there is a change in a sign of a magnetic field, that is changing from north pole to south pole, changing from south pole to north pole. So magnitude of the magnetic field that is also changing, as well as sign or a signature of a magnetic field, that is also changing. So in a magnetostriction generator, we are applying alternative magnetic field to the ferromagnetic material. Now, due to the alternative magnetic field, this ferromagnetic material undergoes change in a length. Actually, change in a length is also represented by the effect, because ferromagnetic materials are strongly attracted. Ferromagnetic materials are strongly attracted towards the magnet. Magnetic susceptibility is greater for the case of ferromagnetic material. Now, alternating magnetic field is given to the ferromagnetic material. Now, due to the magnetic field, this ferromagnetic material undergoes contractions and rarefaction. Means there is a increment in a length and there is a decrement in a length. So we can say that this ferromagnetic material undergoes a vibration due to the effect of the alternative magnetic field. So input is change in magnetic field and output is change in a length of a ferromagnetic material. Now what happens? Actually, this is the basic diagram which represents the magnetostriction effect. There is a small change in a value of a length of a rod, that is the ferromagnetic rod. Change in a length means increment or decrement in a length. It depends on the strength of the magnetic field. If we give strengthened value of a alternative magnetic field, it will lead us to greater change in a length of a ferromagnetic material. Further, nature of the materials is also most important thing. If we are using ferromagnetic material, if we are using diamagnetic material, such types of magnetostriction effect can never be generated. To achieve a magnetostriction effect, we should use only ferromagnetic material. So magnetostriction generator is totally based on the magnetostriction effect that we had discussed. Now if we see the magnetostriction generator, this is the construction. If we see the construction of a magnetostriction effect or magnetostriction generator, this is a ferromagnetic material. Here we are using this ferromagnetic material in a form of a rod. This rod should be either iron or nickel. Nickel shows the maximum change in a length when this ferromagnetic material is subjected to the alternative magnetic field. So here we are using nickel as a ferromagnetic material. Now this is first end, this is second end. So we are wounding inductor L1 to the right hand side of the ferromagnetic rod. We are wounding another end, that is the second end of the ferromagnetic material. So inductor or solenoid or just an ordinary coil that we are wounding at the two ends of the ferromagnetic material. Now actually, what is the role of an inductor in a field of a magnetostriction effect? Actually, inductor always oppose the change in current. Resistance always oppose the current. But a change in current is achieved by using inductor. So we are using inductor L1 and we are using inductor L2 at the both of the side of a ferromagnetic rod. Now we are using variable capacitor. Variable capacitor is connected in a parallel manner with a inductor L1. Actually, this is known as L1C1 resonant circuit. This is also known as L1C1 parallel circuit because inductor and capacitor both are connected in a parallel manner. And another name of this circuit is tank circuit. Tank circuit means there are a lots of value of a frequency that can be generated from this L1C1 tank circuit. The amount of the frequency, or this is also known as resonant circuit because basic is resonance. Condition for the resonance is XL is equal to XC. And the frequency of the L1C1 circuit is given by F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root L1C1. So name of the capacitor is C1. Here we are using variable capacitor. So the value of a capacitance C1 can be changed based on our requirement. Further, one terminal of a L1C1 resonant circuit is connected with a emitter of a NPN transistor via the milliammeter. This is the transistor. Here we are using NPN transistor. We can say that one terminal of a L1C1 resonant circuit is directly connected to the emitter of a NPN transistor via milliammeter. Role of a milliammeter we will discuss later. Another terminal of a L1C1 resonant circuit is connected with a positive terminal of a high tension battery. Collector of a NPN transistor that we had grounded or shorted with a negative terminal of the battery. Further, if we see the another side of a inductor L2, one terminal of a inductor or solenoid L2 is connected with a base of a NPN transistor, but a second terminal of a inductor L2 is connected as a shorted. So actually this